I'm going to rank every single way possible to get to 99 days and beat the game in 99 days in the forest. We're going to go through all the different methods that I know, and I'm basically going to put into a tier list format. So let's start off right away. We're going to start off with the solo run. Now in this, it's basically just a regular run. You know, you're running around, gathering resources, getting good armor, maybe building a couple of beds, saving the kids. But in this run, the main thing is that you're solo. Now, this one, I'd give it like a D tier. It is pretty inefficient because obviously, you know, you're alone. You don't have the advantages of having anyone else around you. And contrary to that, which would be the next one, which would be a group run, this one preferably you have up to 5 people in a lobby because that's the maximum amount of people you can have. But of course, if you don't have 5 people, then, you know, having 4 or 3 is still okay. And this, I'd honestly give it like a B or A tier. You know, it's one of the better strategies, but you're not actually doing anything out of the ordinary. You're just going through, you know, raiding like different cultist strongholds, fighting the whatever you're fighting, and you know, you're just going through it like a normal run. Now the next list of categories we have here are things that actually deviate from normal runs. Here is where we get to the interesting parts. So for example, this strategy we have here is the shelves base. Now what do I mean by the shelves base? And no, it's not just wasting your shelves like that one teammate that decides to put in 100 shelves at their base, even though that's literally not necessary. I don't know why they keep on doing that. They shouldn't do that anymore. But as I was saying, in this idea, you want to make sure that you have shelves all around your base surrounding it to ensure that when the cultists attack, the cultists won't be able to go ahead and actually hit you. Now, this strategy has been nerfed because if there's cultists around your base and you go AFK and you don't kill them and they get, for example, stuck behind the shelters, sorry, no, not the shelters, the shelves, then your campfire will actually run out a lot faster. So in the past, this strategy would be like a B or A tier, but now it dropped down to like a C tier. You wouldn't really want to do this. You'd probably want to go into a group run, but definitely better than a solo run with no strategy. Now next up, a little bit from an upgrade of that, we have the wood rain storage shelter base. Now with this, it's the same general idea where you have a whole bunch of buildings around your actual plot and making sure that no cultists can actually get in here and attack you. But as I've said, same thing with the previous strategy, it has been heavily nerfed to the point where your campfire will run out a lot faster because there's cultists still alive around your base, therefore you can't really AFK this one as well. Now as for a tier rating, I'd give this one better than the one before. I actually use this exact strategy in order to get to 500 days myself, but of course that was before the actual nerf of this strategy where cultists didn't affect your campfire level. So this one, in the past, it'd be a solid A tier or even an S tier, but it's probably an A tier, and right now, it would likely be, again, a like C tier, BC tier. You don't really want to use it. There's better strategies now. And moving on from that, now we have one last base strategy. I'm pretty sure this is the last base strategy on this list. And this one would be the tree base strategy, alright? This is the goated base strategy. This used to be the absolute best way. You can get to 500, you can get to 1,000, you can get to 2,000 days. The absolute best way to get to it. And in this strategy, what you basically gotta do is, well, just plant trees, but not anywhere. You want to plant trees around your entire base, circling it all. Make sure that you have no cracks available in your base. This will make sure that the deer can't get in. Well, I think the deer can't get in. Most importantly, the cultists can't get in. And they can't actually glitch on top of each other to get in. Because if you get to, let's say, like 1,000 days, at that point, the cultists might be able to glitch on top of each other and get in. And once the cultists have a way to get in, you're cooked. Your run's over. You're going to have to keep on coming back to your screen in order to fight cultists, which will obviously be a lot worse than just AFKing there and eating stew every once in a while. So this strategy will be basically countering that and making sure that nothing can actually get into your base like that willy-nilly. So this strategy, before, it would be an S tier strategy. You want to go to a 4-digit number of days or even 500 days. This is an S tier strategy, must do. But now, because as I've said, your campfire runs out a lot faster. This strategy has been nerfed, so it's going from an S tier probably to like down to a B tier. Now, only reason why I wouldn't give it like an A tier is because this strategy, you can like leave your base, but it's just you gotta replenish your saplings every time, which is a little bit annoying. Now after that, we are done all the base techniques, and we're going to move on to some team combination different methods in order to get to 99 days or 500 days or whatever you want. So the first thing that we have is the hunter plus cook combo team. Now this one's pretty self-explanatory. You just have a hunter, you have a cook. The hunter hunts some food, and then the cook is able to just cook it up really fast, and then you can have a whole bunch of food and never run out of food. And also the hearty stew does allow you to recover your HP, so that is a really big plus from the cook. This strategy, I'd give it like a B tier. Only reason why is because you don't really need a hunter for this, because I personally think that the hunter is a pretty bad class. Now the cook, I believe, is an amazing class if you're trying to get to a high amount of days, because later on to the game, in the past, you couldn't get heals after you got all your bandages and all your med kits, because there's only a limited amount of them on the map. After you get all those, there's no more heals. But in this case, if you have a cook, you can craft hearty stew, which, hearty stew probably can heal. And this strategy, right now, it is a little bit worse, just because, again, with the new building that they added, there's a way to actually craft bandages now, so you can get basically unlimited amount of those. So this strategy is nerfed, and it already isn't that good, because as I've said, the hunter, I don't value it as a good class. So this strategy, I'd give it like a C tier perhaps. And we're gonna move on with some strategies to get to 500 days that's not team combination. So here is a brand new category, and these strategies involve hoarding a whole bunch of stew, preferably stew because that's the best food source in the game, hoarding a whole bunch of stew, and going to a safe location to camp out. Now, in this strategy, the first one that we have is the treehouse camping strategy. With this one, you want to just climb on top of a treehouse, and you just kind of chill there. Nothing can really hit you. Wolves can't hit you because they're below you. The deer can't hit you because they're below you. You don't have to worry about the fire. All you gotta worry about is having a million stew in your inventory to get to however many days you want to get to. This strategy, in the past, it used to be the best way to easily secure like 99 days or 250 days. If you wanted to get to a 4-digit amount of days, you'd need so much stew that this strategy just wasn't as practical. Nowadays, I'd give this strategy a more of a weaker side, because it has been heavily nerfed. Because now they made it so that if you go into an enclosed space, there will actually spawn wolves on you, which will make sure that you can't AFK. So this strategy essentially just becomes an F tier strategy in today's world. Back in the day, it used to be pretty good to get to a low amount of days. So back in the day, it'd be like an A tier strat. Now it'd be F tier, absolutely nerfed to the ground. And there's actually a new strategy that's used to combat this exact problem, which is the vine/ladder camping strategy with stew. Now with this strategy, the main goal is that you want to make sure that you're on top of a ladder or on top of a vine, but you don't want to get to the very top of whatever building you're getting to, because if you're at the very top, then they'll spawn wolves on you and the wolves will hit you. But if you're on a ladder or if you're on a vine, basically what will happen is that the wolves can't reach you, because wolves that spawn underneath you, obviously you're too high for them, and wolves that spawn on top of you, they may run over, try to bite you, and then they'll fall off and they'll go to the bottom. And also the deer can't hit you because, again, you're too high up. Now, this strategy does have one major weakness, alright? The weakness is lightning. If you get struck by lightning, you're cooked. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you get struck by lightning, it's like, bam! Alright, now you've fallen off and you're just dead. Or, even if you do stay on, you get struck by lightning, and then you get struck like 4 times in a row, your playthrough's gone. So, this strategy, I would give it more of a D tier strategy. It's not that reliable, and if you wanted to get more days, then you could probably do the other strategies.